Hey everybody, Jorge here, reviewing Hacksaw Ridge. It's the story of uh, it's the story of Desmond Dawes, a World War II veteran who fought in Okinawa. And I was torn by this
No,
because
he's smart.
I really I love Japan and I love Japanese culture. I love the language. I've been learning the language. I love pop culture. So, and I also just love the culture in general. So, this movie was a little hard to watch because of that. Because I knew that they were fighting Japanese. And I was conflicted the whole time. And I reckon this movie deals with the heroics of a anti-war soldier who nevertheless participated as a medic. I think he was from Virginia or West Virginia. He's from the East Coast. And he had there's a love interest in the movie, so there's a little bit of romance. He he enlists because a lot of people are it was just the craze of going into war back then. Everybody wanted to participate in the war because it felt it was a civic duty to their country. So like he cites in his defense because he didn't wield the gun. He was going to be purely there for medical reasons. His role in the war was to be a medic. So he did during his training. He didn't want to wield the gun, and that caused a problem to the point where they almost did not let him participate in the war. So, or serve. Excuse me. They didn't let him serve in the war. So, for that reason, it made him look a little bit. It made war seem a little more humanized, a little more, the good guy, good guy versus the bad guys, and it's supposed to give you this really good feeling of, oh shit, there's actually somebody that fought in the war and still thought that it was unethical to kill, and that was the main point that the movie was trying to make, that this man was fighting against the Japanese, but he still thought that the war was unethical. And I think that's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy. I have to be honest, it's a little cheesy. But I do have to say, there's a point in the movie where he begins to hallucinate and he has bad dreams. So and then they kind of show this scene where he looks above a bunker and this Japanese is staring right at him, right in front of his face. So the movie is a little bit sensationalist. I have to say, the movie's a little bit sensationalist, and it kind of tries to grab you, and the movie tries to show you the violence that war is. And on top of that, though, its own agenda is that it tries to be a little sensationalist by pushing it even more onto you in very despicable ways, I have to be honest. I thought it was a bit despicable on behalf of Mel Gibson's part to have done that, because isn't war enough already? Enough of a stimulus to make you think that? Isn't it enough of a reason for you to think that already? And for that reason, I was like, ah, shit. I grew a little bit disillusioned with the film. It didn't happen once. It happened like twice. It happened like 2 or 3 times. So, as you can imagine, I was a bit disappointed. But, not to take away from the movie, I still thought that he rescued more than 75 men. I had no idea it was based on a true story until the end of the film. It's based on there is an actual Desmond Dawes. He passed away in 2006. So they made a movie about him almost 10 years later, which, it's kind of sad that he wasn't able to view a movie that was based on him. So, and it is a white man. He is a white man. So, yeah. And yeah, it's based on him, and he didn't get to watch it. So I was thinking, wow, holy shit, you know, it was it was endearing. The movie was endearing because he tried to show the soft side. He has a girlfriend. He's a very simple man, very humble, and very noble, and in his pursuit to fight. And again, the Japanese were not portrayed in a bad light. They were just shown as they were also doing their part. And it was funny because I heard them in the bunker, in in a bunker. They were saying, some of them said "bakayaro," and I'm like, holy shit, I understood that shit. And it means idiot, or it means dumbasses, you know. So yeah, I thought yeah, the movie was a little endearing, a little sensationalist. It was ironic because he he will do very heroic acts even though he's seen as a wimp because he won't even grab a gun. And they interview him at the very end, and you get to see what he thinks. So, because it is based on a real story, they did actually interview him. But I imagine these are just recollections. They were not interviewing him for the movie. They were interviewing him for recollection's sake. So, yeah, I thought that the movie was Roger Ebert gave it a 2.5. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it like an 87%, 97%. The movie is not for the light of heart, people. This movie is gory, guts, blood, missing limbs, blood everywhere. So yeah, this movie is not for everybody. Yeah, I have to be honest, it's not for everybody. I kind of question that myself because you know they're trying to show him as very noble and sympathetic, but the they made the war scenes very, very gory, like extra gory. And I'm like, some of these things, do I have to see them? And then this is a minor spoiler, but at the very beginning of the film, he's in a fight with his brother. Hello, he has a brother, and he hits him in the head with a brick. So you're thinking, holy shit! And then they're not like hiding it at all. They're showing it full force, like full image. Full speed ahead. They show you everything. They show you the wound. They show you, in a very graphic manner. They show you that he hits his brother with a brick, and supposedly, he steps off. He goes into another room. His dad They're fighting outside in the outdoors. They take him in. They take the son that gets hit with the brick indoors, and they all go inside. And then Desmond looks at this poster that says, "Thou shalt not kill." So he says to his mom, "I could have killed him," and then she says, "Yeah, you could have." And from there, it's really strange because I'm like, if you make this graphic, like, it doesn't give the impression that he had a change of heart that well. It didn't really captivate that moment of his genuine, heartfelt sincerity towards his brother. He did feel that he had done wrong. But it didn't really come off as religious that much. It just said, "Thou shalt not kill," and there wasn't really a cross. It was a poster. And yeah, I thought it was a little strange, but they're like, God-fearing Christians, as they say. So yeah, that's kind of one of the perks of the movie. Is very, very violent, and you kind of wonder, like, why do we even watch these movies? Because they're so violent. And do we really like that? Like, this is a traumatic experience for people that actually went through it. I doubt that there are any people alive that went through World War II anymore. It's 2017, and that happened in 45. So I think maybe this is a traumatic experience for them, but for us it's entertainment. So we're using this for entertainment, but at the same time there's like an ethical, some people might say an ethical responsibility to show what these men went through, so that we can applaud them and recognize that war is not for it's not for everybody, and war is it's not for the lighthearted. It takes a lot of courage to fight in war, to engage in war. So the movie, you know, it kind of brought that up for me. I'm like, why am I even watching this? I mean, yeah, this is heroics and all that, but why am I watching this? Because this movie is really gory. So yeah, there's that aspect to it, more than his ethical struggle in the war and his ethical fight within the war. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, why am I watching this? Because this is very gory. But yeah, that's my review of Hacksaw Ridge. I hope you like it. I'm gonna be making my best of 2016 movies soon. I'm gonna watch Moana and Fences, and then that'll be it. And then I'll make a review. My best movies of the year. So I know it's halfway through January, but hey, with 2 more weeks, it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.